The film begins in modern-day Russia, with Dominika Egorova, a gorgeous principal dancer in the Bolshoi Company for Russia. She and her ill mother, Nina, are cared for by the corporation. Dominika's career is finished after the main male ballet dancer falls and fractures her leg during a performance. Dominika is approached by her uncle Ivan, the SVR's deputy director. He deliberately tells her about the Ballerina accident so that she may be replaced by another female who is the girlfriend of the main male ballet dancer. Furry she got to and saw them having sex, she struck them hard and left them blood in the flow. She then meets his uncle, who assigns her the duty of wooing Dmitry Ustinov, a Russian criminal, in exchange for continuing medical treatment for her mother. They meet at a pub and walk to her private room, where he rapes her. Sergei Madorin, an SVR operative approved by Ivan, kills him during this deed. Ivan gives Dominika the option of becoming an SVR operative or being killed for witnessing Ustinov's murder. Nate Nash, on the other hand, is a CIA operative based in Moscow. They are accosted by the police while meeting with an asset at Gorky Park. Nash devises a distraction to ensure that his asset, a Russian mole codenamed Marble, escapes unnoticed. Nash is sent to the United States, but he insists on being the only one with whom Marble will work. Because he is unable to return to Russia, he is deployed to Budapest to re-establish contact with Marble, as the SVR deduces. Dominika is subsequently transferred to State School 4, a harsh specialized training school for Sparrow's SVR operatives capable of enticing their targets with sexpionage, as the alternative is death as a witness to the murder. Dominika is subjected to a variety of teachings and scenarios under matron's supervision. Despite occasional disagreements with her teacher, known only as the matron, Dominika thrives in her training. She is now reunited with her mother, but she soon receives a call from Ivan and General Korchnoi, who determine, despite matron's advice, that Dominika is ready for a mission in Budapest to earn Nash's trust and uncover Marble's identity. Dominika resides in Budapest with another Sparrow named Marta Yelenova and is overseen by SVR station head Maxim Volantov. Marta informs Dominika how Sparrow abuses them without regard for their humanity. And she cautioned her about their boss Volantov, who is always using fresh females. Dominika conducts some research on how to contact Nash. She decided to change her hair color after learning from Marta that Nasha prefers ladies with bleached hair. But she also realizes Nasha enjoys swimming. As a result, she joined one of Nasha's swimming pools. She went by to pay attention to Nasha. Nasha then waited for her outside and spoke with her briefly. The next day, Dominika realized her ID from the pool had been taken. It was Nasha who stopped it, swiftly determining she is a Russian intelligence officer and attempting to persuade her to defect. The CIA warns Nasha to keep away from her, but he disagrees, telling them that since his uncle is the deputy head of the SVR, Dominika may be a good agent from Russia they can work with, and that she must be compelled to work in a role like that. Dominika encounters Nash the next night, and he addresses her as Dominika. She is aware that he still has her pool ID, which Nash claims is unlawful. Dominika inspects Marta's room and discovers that Marta has been tasked with purchasing confidential intelligence from Stephanie Boucher, the head of staff of a United States senator. Dominika visits a bar and encounters her boss, Volantov, who attempts to lure her through sex. He had no idea her goal was to frame him for sexual assault. After Volantov slapped her, she informed him she had everything on surveillance camera and that he now had to do precisely what she wanted him to do. The next night, she goes to Nash and pretends to cry. Nash asks her what happened, and they converse briefly before she returns home. When Ivan presses Dominika about her delayed progress with Nash, she explains she is also assisting Marta with Boucher. Marta is brutally murdered by the SVR after learning about Dominika's previous encounter with the mobster. Dominika is then informed that if she fails, something would happen to her. Dominika makes contact with Nash, offers to become a double agent in return for her and her mother's safety, and they have intercourse. Dominika flies to London on Russian orders to meet Boucher and complete the exchange, giving the original disc to the CIA and facing Russia. She then meets with Volantov, who has to ensure that the transaction with Boucher is finalized. They walk into the room and exchange money for the CD. She then asks Valentov to wait for her while she double-checks the disc, but the fact is that her intention was to replace the original with the phony one she had been hiding beneath the table the entire time. She replaces the intelligence Boucher provides with CIA-supplied misinformation. Nash and other CIA agents were keeping a close eye on everything. When Boucher exits the meeting, she knows she is being watched by American intelligence officers. She panics, backs into traffic, and is hit and murdered. Russian operatives viewing Boucher believe their goal has been jeopardized. Dominika and Valentov are summoned to Moscow, where they are tortured and interrogated for days. Valentov is executed, but Dominika maintains her innocence even after a pistol is placed behind her head. Ivan finally believes them, and she is permitted to travel to Budapest to complete her initial purpose of obtaining Marble's identification from Nash. She then returns home to her mother, who is distressed at seeing her. She unexpectedly visits her uncle, and they chat for a while. She tells him how she becomes what she is, and she kisses him on the lips, not like her uncle anymore. Dominika has returned to Budapest to complete her initial aim of obtaining Marble's identification from Nash. Instead, she persuades Nash to move her and her mother to the United States. Dominika awakens after spending the night with Nash to discover him being tortured by Matt Oren for the identity of Marble. She did not want Matt Oren to know that she is now operating as a double agent, and she initially supports Matt Oren in torturing Nash by peeling off the skin until Matt Oren loses his guard, at which point she murders him. Dominika and Nash were severely injured while doing so, and Nash asked Dominika to contact the CIA. She subsequently awakens in a hospital, where General Vladimir Korchnoi, a high-ranking figure who works with Ivan, reveals himself to be Marble. He claims that he was initially patriotic, but was disillusioned by Russia's corruption after a bureaucracy he had insulted refused to allow an American doctor to operate on his sick wife. He is afraid of being discovered and, rather than dying in vain, urges Dominika to reveal his identity to Ivan. This would make her a national hero and enable her to replace him as a CIA mole delivering important intelligence. When Dominika calls her superiors, she accuses Ivan of being the snitch, using evidence she has been inventing since she arrived in Hungary, and blames him for the bungled trade in London. Ivan has been arrested. Dominika and a masked guy assumed to be the Russian contact exchange words. When the mask is removed, it reveals that the uncle has been tortured. Then there's a flashback to different incidents that Dominika orchestrated in order to set up her uncle for this moment. Before he can reach the Americans, the uncle is shot in the head, and Dominika is honored at a Russian military ceremony attended by Korchnoi. Dominika is decorated in the closing scene, with the general and matron in the audience. Dominika is pictured with her mother at home. She receives a call, and it is ballet music, similar to what Nate played for her as a calling card.